I am working to design a hip-hop magazine. My magazine uses and also challenges many conventions from other successful and popular existing media products like hip-hop magazines such as Vibe, XXL and Rolling Stone. I chose not to follow some conventions as this will make my magazine stand out from other hip-hop magazines. When I asked the target audience in a questionnaire which hip-hop magazine they preferred, most of the target audience said Vibe magazine. With this in mind, the conventions I have used were mainly taken from Vibe. This should help sell my magazine to the majority of the target audience. On my front cover, I have positioned the masthead Beats at the top of the page under the selling line. This is a common convention used in many music magazines including Vibe. I have also used another common convention in having only one main image of an Afro-Caribbean male on the front cover which dominates the page. I have used this image because I feel that this type of person will be strongly associated with this genre of music, as it is a common stereotype and convention which many hip-hop magazines use, such as Vibe, XXL, Rolling Stone and many more. Another convention I have gone with is to have cover lines and a main cover line down both sides of the page, with the main cover line on the main image to let the audience know more information about the main story within the magazine. The colour scheme I have chosen to go with is dark blue, grey, black and white. My original colour scheme was blood red, black and white. I have changed this because I have decided to challenge that common convention which I see through many hip hop and R&B magazines, and this will also make my magazine stand out from the others. Another convention I have challenged is a background colour for my front cover. I have noticed that many of the background colours on the Vibe magazine is just a plain colour, but I have chosen to use a brick wall. This is because a brick wall connotes a street setting, which is where the artist in my front cover is from. It also creates an enigma within my magazine by making the readers think and ask questions about why there is a unique background on my front cover which stands out. On my contents page, I have again used and challenged conventions from existing media products which have been successful and are popular. One convention which I have developed in my contents page is a background. The background of the contents page in Vibe magazine has the V for Vibe in the background. I have developed this by having the title of my magazine Beats in the background of my contents page, but it is faded so it doesn't hide any of the cover lines or the main image. The colour of the background in the contents page is a plain colour. I have used this as many music magazines such as Vibe have a plain coloured background for their contents page. Another convention I have used is to only have one main image on this page. This is to make sure that full attention is given to the artist and that the cover lines are centred around him. The cover lines are all kept to one side, which is another common convention used on Vibe magazine and also on XXL. Some conventions which I have challenged and gone against are the size of the page numbers which each cover line is on, which is found on the contents page of many magazines. In magazines such as Vibe and XXL, page numbers are not big. I have challenged this by making my page numbers bigger and bolder to make them stand out. This will draw attention to the pages which the readers want to read. Another convention which I have challenged is the amount of information given underneath each cover line on the contents page. On XXL and Rolling Stone magazine, there is a large amount of information given about each cover line. However, I have gone against this and only given the reader limited information, as this will make them want to continue and read on throughout the magazine, and this will also create an enigma throughout my magazine, as readers will be wanting to know more information. The house style in my contents page is carried on from the front cover, as I have used dark blue, black, grey and white. I want this to be part of my house style which is continued throughout my magazine. This is a convention taken from successful and popular media products, as they have the same colour scheme which stays consistent throughout the magazine, such as XXL. Their house style colours are mainly red and white. In magazines which I have analysed, such as XXL, Rolling Stone and Hip Hop Weekly, the double page spreads consist of one main image which dominates either left or right hand side page, and either an interview or article on the other. I have stuck to this convention as it is consistent throughout all hip hop magazines, and it is easier for the reader to notice as a hip hop magazine. I have written up an interview which is on the right hand page, and I have used images on the left hand page. However, many hip hop magazines only use one main image. I have challenged this convention and gone against this by using two different images on the left side page of my double page spread. Many images used on a double-page spread are just a normal image of an artist looking straight into the camera. I have used this convention on my double-page spread, but challenged this with the other image. I think that this new convention which I have used will stand out from other hip-hop magazines and make it more unique. Alongside my main image, I have included a pull quote from the artist himself. I have found that this is a common convention used in many hip-hop magazines, and I have decided to use this because it fills up empty space around the main image and also gives a little hint about what the interview is about. Another convention which I have decided to use is by displaying the website of the company along the top of the double-page spread. This will allow the readers to access more information online at the website. This also connotes that Beats is not only a magazine company but is a cross-media package which produces other media products. This will also help gain more and more fans of the Beats company, as a young generation have access to the internet and can search the website and they may find something which they may like. This will enable them to make this the talking point with their friends and family, which will help the company gain more fans. The house style throughout my magazine is structured and consistent. The layout of each page is structured. For example, on my front cover, the cover lines are structured and set out on the left hand side of the page, with the main cover line on the right side of the page. Also, on my contents page I have set out my cover line on the left hand side of the page with the main image on the right, and on the double page spread I have the main images on the left hand page and the interview on the right hand page. The colour scheme throughout my magazine has been consistent, as I have used the colours throughout. I have done this to make these colours part of the house style of the magazine. Another part of the house style is a typography which I have used throughout. I have used the sans serif font, for example Bada Boom for the masthead on the front cover, and Charger and Pro Bold, which are the cover lines on the front cover, in my magazine to connote that this is new and modern and aimed at a young generation of adults, including late teenagers. The images throughout my magazine have also been consistent, as I have used only Afro-Caribbean males, as this fits in with my genre of music which the magazine promotes.